Okay, now it's recording. So you guys can say hi,
I got the first hi YouTube.
YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Okay. Now that we started recording, let's freaking go. So today's topic is, if you haven't looked at the top of the stage, playlist in depth and sound manipulation. If you guys were not here, which I don't think a lot of you were for the first one, uh, we went over hold on, let me hide my music stuff because we're just doing the regular packs. We went over the piano roll, the channel rack, and while I was gone, Belle and Cara went over a bit of the mixer, a bit of basics for the mixer. You were here for part one? Awesome. Um, so today we're going to be going over the basics for the playlist, and if we have enough time after, I think I'll go a bit more over some stock plugins. I think, and oh, if you weren't here, just go back to the YouTube channel. If you watched that video, awesome sauce. So we already went over all the tools in the piano roll. Now let's go over a bit of the tools in the playlist. It's kind of the same. It's very the same. I'm just gonna get this weird sound. There's the pen, the paintbrush. We went over the paintbrush. We went over this. Yeah. This is a bit new. Okay, this is new. This tool right here, two arrows at the top left, it scrolls your sound. You drag it left and right, and it scrolls through your sound. So if you have, let's say just like a random melody, I'll find one. And you're like, I don't like this section. You can just scroll through, and boom, that's that tool. But something that I use instead of that, it's a bit slower, but I hold down shift and I scroll with my, I just scroll up and down. It goes through it like that too. Hold on.
You will have to be hovered over the audio
Yeah,
file.
you'll have to be hovered over the waveform part of the audio file. If you're hovered over the top part where the title,
Oh yeah.
it'll move it, just move the entire thing. Let me let my dog out real quick. She's getting mad at me. I'm back.
Hello class. Oh, okay, well then.
My dog doesn't like when I talk too much. Okay, so as I was saying, if you hold shift and scroll over the waveform, it moves the sample to different sections. But if you hold it on the top, it moves it entirely. Okay, more about the playlist. These little things right here, 3 columns. This is where your patterns are. Patterns are pretty much the different racks in the channel. There's different patterns. So like, if you want to have one pattern be a keyboard, that's not a keyboard. So like, I want one layer of piano keys. Let's get a melody cooked up. Boom. Hold on. But like, I don't want to layer too many things on just this pattern. I'm gonna make a new one and layer some drums on top of that. Scroll right here, up. Whoa, that's the second pattern. You can drag that in, click on it, double click, and you can add some more stuff. Like, let's say, a shaker or a snare. That's a weird snare. So boom. And now they're both playing side by side in the playlist. and that's on this left column. This holds all of your patterns. There's some menus that you can do here. Like, I want to clone my keys, I can do clone, and now there's two. So like, if I want to have a second pattern going on here, move that up to an A. Okay, that's a really bad beat, but don't judge the beat, judge the techniques, you know? I just realized that I switched to poop research on accident. Um, okay, so there's also insert one. Insert one just makes a new pattern. Also, this has a hotkey, Shift Control Insert. So let's do Shift Control Insert. Whoa, that's a new pattern. Now that's completely empty. And if you want it to go away because you don't want an empty playlist with nothing and you have no ideas, just hit delete. Move up and down. Not sure if that's really needed. You can literally just like drag. Yeah, you can just drag them like that in order. So yeah, you don't need those. Find first empty. Guess that just makes a new one. Find next empty also makes a new one. Find next empty, no naming. It does the same exact thing, but it doesn't give you the option to name your pattern here. Select and playlist. Oh, this one's good. So like if you're kind of lost what your pattern is, like you have a ton of stuff, you're like arranging this. It's like super wonky all over the place. I don't know where my one little pattern 4 is in this pile. You hit select and playlist. Boom. It just throws it out in the crowd for you so you can find it. I guess that could be useful if you're arranging something a bit larger, like you have a large song and you want to select something pretty quickly, but you only see it in this column. Hit select and playlist, and boom. Rename and color. This could be useful for a lot of people. I know some people when they're customizing their FL, like their project, FL Studio project files, they want to be a bit organized. So let's say I want the snare to be named snare. Rename and color, snare. And what it means by color is if you click this little arrow right here, you can color it to anything you want. And then their color customization is a bit odd, but I don't judge. Dark slate gray, how about that? Yeah, some people don't like to colorize their stuff. Some people are disorganized. I am too, trust me. I'm very disorganized. I don't rename stuff at all. Celeste just said, how were your poop research? Yes. Sorry that you just found out. Okay. I can like show a project and, well, I'm not gonna show a project. I can do it later, like towards the end. And it'll be very disorganized. But some people, it's all about your workflow. What makes you work better? And then, name this piano or Pinot, and this is gonna be Pinot too. And this is just empty. I don't need to name them. Random color. I guess it's quite literal. Just gives it a random color. It's cool. That's actually really awesome. I like that one. That is a nice color palette. Hold on. So far, does anybody have any questions? I forgot to ask. If you're a bit lost in the tool stuff, you can go back and watch. I went over lots of the tools in my piano roll basics and shortcuts. Okay. Yes, you can have $20. Okay, let's see. Open a project browser. I guess that's the same thing. Wait, project browser. Oh, here. This is your browser. I said that on the first one. I kind of just brain farted. Yes, it opens up here. Um, I guess it's just another way to like pop up. You don't really need to do this. Again, you know, FL Studio just puts this stuff here just in case. A lot of the times, there might be some stuff you don't need. But that's okay. We love them anyway. Uh, Group selected. This is kind of cool. Okay, by the way, how to multi-select, I'm holding down shift and I click from the bottom one to the top one. Group selected, I guess just puts it all in a group. Voila. This is all grouped now. Project Bones. Is that like stems? Like how to do stems? I'm pretty sure. Isn't that what Project Bones is? Export. Oh, Project Bones. Yeah. I could get to that. I have no.
That's stuff like mixer track states.
Yeah, I can go over that eventually, but not right now because I still need to learn a bit about it. Project Bones is a bit of a confusing thing to me. I guess I've never really used it.
Yeah, I've never personally used that either.
Touching the zip package, useful for collabs. Yes, I can go over export stuff in a bit. There's a lot of good stuff there that I can teach you guys. Speaking of, let me just put these two in the mixer for later for that reason. Hint, hint, you'll see why. Uh, and here's where your groups are going to be, by the way, just to get back on the topic of groups. All patterns here, if you just have a lot of patterns and you want to group them up and look at them easier later, just do that. I don't do that, but, you know, again, workflow thing. Ungroup selected, same exact thing, take select, ungroup, no more. Set time signature. It's a very awesome thing if you want to experiment, you know, music theory stuff. I love music theory. I want this to be 3/4 now. Oh, that is crazy. Hold on, let's put this snare on 3/4. Check me. You didn't know that was there? Well, you just learned something. It's FL Studio. There's multiple ways you can set time signatures. I can actually show you real quick how to set them in the playlist too. If you don't want to eyeball it, you go time markers, add time signature change, 3/4 here, and drag that all the way to the start. Voila. Boom. Okay. Transpose. This basically means pitching it up or down. So if you want it 5 semitones, you would type in 5 here. If you want it 5 semitones up, you would type 5. If you want it 5 semitones down, type -5. Now this snare is 5 notes lower. Yeah, you can transpose from the playlist. You can also right click the pattern thing up here and click transpose here. Same button, same buttons, different position. That's what I usually use this one up here. I don't use the yeah, master pitch. You can use that too, but master pitch does not pitch plugins that are not supported with like MP or whatever it is. Just FL Studio doesn't pitch most third-party plugins when you do that. Yeah, that's why I really like using transpose better. It's much nicer. But whatever works, works. Insert, I look one of these, move up, one of these, split by channel. Okay, let me show an example of split by channel. This one's pretty good. I use this a lot. So like, you accidentally put your snare and your keys in one channel, but you don't want that anymore. Let's split that. And now boom. Now they're in separate channels. Maze. You're learning so much. That's awesome. It's really useful. Yes, like FL Studio has so much stuff that like, you know, you just don't know until you just click some buttons randomly. That's why I like teaching you guys this stuff. It's great. So let me just do Control Alt C, go back and take that out. Quick render as audio clip. Is this the same as consolidating? No. It's a different type of consolidating where it does it in the background. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know about that. I'm going to be using that. Render as audio clip, I guess that's the same as the consolidating thing, except it doesn't do it quickly. You have to like, you can mess around with the settings here. Render and replace. Guess it's the same thing. Can I do, okay. The thing I just did was quick render as audio clip and render as audio clip. Quick render doesn't give you the settings. Render as audio clip does allow you to change settings. That's what I went over. It's kind of like consolidating. I guess it is the same as consolidating, except with patterns. Everyone got that? And I'll move on. Okay. Awesome. Now it's the sound section. Okay, let me show you guys a really neat hint. If you ever want to save up some space, because having a lot of sounds does take up a lot of CPU, right click the sound thing, select unused, and then you can hit delete. And it'll delete everything that is not used in the project. Because I like using a lot of things, and sometimes I regret using them. And then, so like, I'm gonna delete everything except for this sample that I have here. Boom, it's gone. So that's something neat. You can sort by name, sort by color, so it'd be rainbow colored, sort by mixer track number. It's all pretty cool. Yeah, I think I learned that from somebody. I don't remember who. It's very useful. So yeah, this has the rename, change color, change icon. Icon is if you want to be super duper organized. Like this is the sample, so it has a bit of pianos in it. I'm gonna put piano icon, so I know. Oh, that has piano in it. It's just if you want to be. Yes, what did you want to present? Okay, I'll let you have it.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool. One of the things that I actually just found out like how to do was that like hang on. Let me see if I can do this with my virtual camera here.
It's not loading for me.
Damn, my fucking computer. Sorry, language. My computer.
It's okay.
Always like does that.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's weird. Hang on. Let me see if I can rejoin.
Okay.
All right.
Hmm.
Well, I just have to restart Discord or something. I don't know.
Yeah. What was it about? You can explain it a little bit. If that's good. Oh, already you said. Okay, wait. While they're gone, let's see. Load sample. I guess this finds it in your file if you don't know where it is. Edit sample. This brings up Edison. I think hold on. Okay, you're back.
Let me test my camera thing out. Not connecting with my camera. Weird.
If it doesn't work, it's okay. You can record a video of it after if you want to send it on community like resources. Right. Thank you for the resource. It's everything is helpful. Okay. So yeah, this just brings it up in Edison. Edit sample. Edison. I think Zave said that they wanted to do a bit of a go. They wanted to go over Edison. So yeah, I won't be touching Edison today. You guys are gonna get that another day. But it's very nice, very good for a lot of things actually. Like Paul stretching, if you guys know what that is, that can be done through Edison. But that'll be shown later. Cut itself, I'm pretty sure this is like, yeah. So if you have it playing twice, it will cut itself whenever the second one comes. Like so. Like in the piano roll, if you have yeah, Edison is unlocked on producer. I'm on producer edition right now. Here, Forsy, if you want, you can send that in community resources. You don't have to agree, but it'd be much better if it was in there too, so people can see it after the call. So we're on the yeah. Here, I'll show how to do that real quick. These buttons right here. This, if you take that off, it makes it so yeah, wait. I thought it was that button. Dang. It's in settings? Okay. Yes. Hmm. Oh well. I really like the fade. You can take it off if you like by manually just I'm pretty sure yeah. This edits it. This button you're allowed to edit the control. So like if you don't want it you can just manually drag it out like that. It's very I know there's probably a setting for it that doesn't do that, but that's usually what I do. I'm fine with that manual thing. But if you do figure out what the setting is, please send that in community resources. It's pretty good. But that yeah, this button right here allows you to edit the fade in and fade out. If you have it off, it kind of just does it automatically. Yeah, and you're not allowed to edit it. This, to be honest, I think this is something to do with automations. I'll have to see later. Okay, well, next section. This is the automation section. So, if you want to edit your automations, let's just make an automation of this going in and out. Oh, by the way, how to make an automation clip. If you, anything you want to edit, if you want to edit the volume, right click, create automation clip. Project advanced settings. Okay. I'm putting that in now. Community resources. Automation you can use for sidechain. I used to do that a lot whenever I first started out. I'll also do an entire lesson on sidechaining because there's multiple different ways for people's workflows. I have a very people say it's very technically difficult, but once you get into the hang of it, it's very nice. I use a P controller and pretty low filter. But yeah, okay, back to sidechaining. There's a bit of stuff you can do with sidechaining. This the section right here has the same exact stuff with this. It's a clone with links. Yeah, that's what it does. I'm not sure what it means by with links exactly, but there's a clone section just like the sounds. This settings right here. Select source channel. You can change what it changes right here if you wanted to do channel volume for the first one, or if you want to switch the automation. Yeah, you can do that. And select yeah, channel settings. This is a bit of like a close-up on the automation, or if you want to get like super detailed, like so. You have a question? What's up? Hi. Respond. A single automation controller. I think I use a P controller to automate two things. Is that what you mean?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Maze, are you talking about like a volume automation that applies to one mixer track state that you also want to apply to another one? Because that's super easy to do. You don't need to duplicate a clip at all. You just right click the knob that you're trying to automate and then hit link to controller, and then when it says something about dependencies, just don't check that and no link. It should anyways. FL Studio moment.
Particular tools. This is okay. This is very crazy stuff. Just like in the piano roll, there's lots of things that like wacky stuff to change it up a little bit. Scale levels. Yeah, this is exactly like in the piano roll. Multiply makes it higher. Multiplies it basically, like where everything is like I can't explain it. It's like multiplying inside. Sorry for tabbing to Twitter again. And then stuff like that. Normalize levels. It makes it so the highest point is all the way at the top. Decimal points. Might be another usage, right?
Oh, you're talking about like
Yeah.
you drew an automation curve and you want that to apply to a different plugin. Okay, okay, yeah, I'm gonna be so honest, I don't know how to do that. I just remake the automation clip.
Yeah, me too. I don't think that might not be a thing here.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's a thing that's like a button in FL Studio.
Maybe eventually it'll be a button, or we find it out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, if I find it out, I will ping you.
Yeah.
At like some point.
We're always finding stuff here.
True.
Okay, let's see. I'm more occupant. Filter. Yeah, this is kind of like, you know, with EQ filters, kind of like dumbs it down. This is kind of what it's doing right now. It's rounding it out, stuff like that. I think that's pretty nice. If you're making like super sharp ones, but you want to have like a general uh just smooth curve filter in your articulator tools, it's pretty nice for that. And change the impulse too. Okay, let's see. Smooth up. This kind of the same thing as filter, except you have a bit more control over stuff like release, like right here. If you turn up the release, it'll make the tail a bit longer. But other than that, it's kind of, yeah, kind of the same as the filter. Smooth up abrupt changes. Yeah. So if there's an abrupt change, I guess it'll make it a bit more of a manual curve up. Okay. Wow. This is crazy stuff you guys are talking about.
Lucy, if you tell us what menu that's under, we can take a look at it.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. What? Okay. I'll keep on trying. Turn off like smooth. Yeah. It makes it so if there's any like straight diagonal lines, it changes that to a curve instead. That's pretty cool. Create sequence. This. Oh. Honestly, never even knew about this. This is pretty cool. If you want to make specific patterns for your automation clips, you do that here. Attack level. This changes the level of that. Changes how high it is. Decay. Changes how fast it decays. Sustain. Turn the sustain all the way down. That means it goes down after the decay is over. If it's up after the decay is over, it'll stay at a certain level that the sustain is at until a fixed amount of time. I'm pretty sure. Release. Yeah. Release is after the sustain is over, the tail that occurs after it. If you want there's no tail after it, then release all the way down. If you want a huge tail after the sustain is over, release should be all the way up. If you want to randomize, it's pretty crazy. Just make a wacky one. Yeah, just make a. Oh. Target links. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's in let's see. Here, target links. Oh. Let's say I want the pitch to be. Like that? Oh no. Yes, there we go. That does work. Yeah, only for the one clip though. That's cool. You can automate two things at once with one automation clip though. That's a neat thing. Just learned that. Nice. Yeah. Link to controller. Yeah, I know about link to controller. But that's a pretty cool thing. It's like the button automation up here, the knob, where you just click that and then you move what you want automated, and boom. Simple as that. Okay. Analyze audio file. I guess it's the same thing. Just let's see. Oh. This is making, okay, that's cool. It's making an automation clip the same as this. So if you want an automation clip that mimics the, okay, how do I do that? Okay. That's in Articulator Tools, Analyze Audio File. So if you want an automation that's the same exact, like a waveform as a sample, you go Articulator Tools, Analyze Audio File, select one from here. Let's go as a South African trap. Let's see how this one is. This is a pretty thick waveform. Yeah. Like that. That's pretty neat. Focus on click, not sure what that does. Right along. Rename, you guys know what this does. Make unique. I don't know if I went over this yet, but if you want to repeat this but you want to change just a small thing on this one, but you don't want it to affect this, you go make unique, and then you can just change it like that. Select all similar clips. Pretty self-explanatory. If you have multiple things, it'll select all of that, like that. Blue! Sometimes it does that. FL, don't know why. Sometimes it just makes my selections blue. And they don't really work. Maybe a glitch, I don't know. And then delete. Very self-explanatory. Select region chop. Okay, time base. Chopped in bars. Let's see what this does. Yeah. Okay, this chops your, if you wanna I just realized I'm still in 3.4. If you want to chop up your automation clip by each bar so you can edit it easier after the end of each bar, you can chop time-based, chop by bar, you can chop by beats, 32, that's super small selections. Oops, speaking of small, super small selections. So just go back and undo that. Half beats, yeah, stuff like that. Hello, TSK. Do you want to join the call or watch? Okay. Let's see. Chop, repeating. Let's see. This might be the same exact thing. Yeah. So it's just chopping it up. But for this one, repeating, it's instead of chopping just regularly, it's taking the first section after the half beat, and then or after the beat, I'm pretty sure, and then just repeating that over and over again. So if you just like one section of your automation clip, cut that, or you don't have to cut that. Just go into chop, repeating, say half loop? No, quarter loop for this one. Yes. And then we'll just repeat that. Neat, neat. Marching. It's kind of like a marching pattern, like dun, 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 dun. There's just different patterns for each one. Drum and bass, that's pretty neat. Let's chop this pattern into a drum and bass pattern. Yeah, my instant replay is not really doing much. Let's put this on stretch. Oh. Yeah, it's very harsh noises for this. That's okay. Let's just do volume. Yeah, beat shuffle. Whatever. Why is that playlist highlighted in the bar where the cursor is when you play? Playlist. Up here? I'm not sure. Oh! I think that's just a... I think you can do it in settings. It just randomly turned on for me. It's just a little bar. Try where it is. Yeah, I don't know why mine does that. It's just there. It's been there for a while for me. It's a bit of a glitch, but I'm not complaining. Okay, there's a lot of I didn't go over all the settings here. There's a lot. A lot of this has to do with Edison. Preview. Previews it without having to listen to it. This, like source channel, this just changes the sound. Channel settings. This brings you here. I'll go over this in a bit. Rename color, went over that. Went over that. Went over the chops. Make unique as sample. Same with the make unique on the automation clips. It makes it unique so you can mess around with this one and it won't affect the other one that you have.
Boo.
Oh, hello. I just saw at the right near our speaker. I got a ping, go animate. I'll check that later. Edit sample. This brings up Edison. We're gonna get a lesson on Edison later. Pitch correct sample. New tone. New tone is...
Yeah, I usually tend to avoid the edit sample, pitch correct sample, time warp sample, those buttons. They were like recently added.
Hi, Cara.
I mean, edit sample is pretty good.
Yeah, but it just opens Edison and like just like a random mixer track. I think in random or something.
I think it's master. Yeah, it does it in the master.
Oh yeah, master.
Yeah, that one just opens up Edison. Edison's pretty useful. See, pitch correct opens up new tone. Time warp opens up new time. I'm pretty sure you can't use new time with producer edition. Something like that. It doesn't really do much for me anyway. If it does something for you, I'd researched that somewhere what new time does. Not sure if it does much for me because I have paid edition of FL Studio.
Yeah, new time isn't really that different. I think new tone has new time like added into it. It's Newtone is a lot like Melodyne. It's a lot like the
Mhm.
graphic Melodyne editor. That's essentially what Newtone is. So new time is just kind of the time
Sorry.
warping of new time without the pitch correction aspect of it.
And also, I have to say, Melodyne is much more worth it than Newtone.
Yeah, I would suggest Melodyne.
It's
And
very, very good.
we've got Melodyne free up for grabs in a certain channel.
Yeah, certain channel that I'm not hovering over right now.
Yeah.
Automate. This is a quick way to grab your automation clip out for specifically panning and volume. Don't know why it only does those, but yeah, it's neat. Just quickly grab one out. Hold on, I have to burp real quick. I just realized that's gonna be in the video recording. Oh well. Single curve. I don't. I think this is just brings out the fade in, fade out. Yeah. You can change the settings. Fade out. Yeah, it changes the settings of your fade out and fade in. So this one, the smooth curve, it makes it so it, like towards the end it smoothly fades out. Just a regular single curve is just the slant that you can change around to be like wah or like wah. You know what I mean? Okay. That might be. Oh wait. Okay, here. This allows you to stretch your sample. I forgot to go over stretching. Okay, so this allows you to go to stretch your sample if you click this arrow right here. If it's unclicked, it'll just shrink like the section of your sample.
It crops it.
Yeah, crops it. But if you click the arrow, it stretches it.
By default, just to brush over stretching algorithms,
Mhm.
by default, when you drag in a sample to the playlist, and you stretch it with the little stretch tool, um, it will, I think by default use E3 generic, and well, I mean it's okay for beginners, but the difference between that and the one that Iron is using right now, resample, is that resample changes the pitch. It's a lot like stretching out a
Yeah.
physical real life tape versus like uh doing 1.25 speed on a YouTube video, which doesn't
Yeah.
change the pitch.
That's a really good example.
Yeah. The stretching algorithms
Nice.
they're all meant to do the same thing, and that's to stretch the sample without changing the pitch. Or vice versa, change the pitch without stretching the sample. Yeah, stretching does really weird phase stuff, but that's way too advanced for right now.
That's pretty cool. The slight stretch. Sounds neat. Stretch Pro. The difference between okay, so stretch is basically like it's a different type. It does the same thing as Ether Generic, where it just tries to keep the pitch. And Stretch Pro allows you to format pitch it as well.
Stretch Pro was introduced in a recent update of
Uh-huh.
FL, a more recent update, like maybe like a year ago or something. And it's essentially a more advanced version of just the regular Stretch, which has been there for years. Stretch Pro kind of, I think it has a better grasp on. Oh wait, I shouldn't be a nerd right now. I shouldn't be a nerd.
Yeah.
Like beginners.
We're just going over basics. It does change
Yeah,
the
it doesn't
format.
change the format.
Oh wait,
it separates the it separates format manipulation, which you can do on your own with the little slider they added.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Let's see, what else do we have here? I didn't want to do all that. Okay, we went over stretching. Oh. Automation. Step, slide. Hold on, let me get a much easier with one step. Voila. Allows you to do that. Allows you to draw by step.
What? Wait,
Um,
what?
So if you check step and then just draw, it allows you to do it to draw by the steps. So for this one, I have it on just regular steps, so it goes by, yeah, step points. And then none, of course, just regular drawing. Slide.
Dude. Oh, so it's like events.
I'm not sure what slide does.
Bro, teaching the teacher.
Yeah, I'm not sure what slide does. Oh well.
Yeah, you guys can get into automation clips all by yourselves. Like it's just, it's something you figure out by
Slide moves
yourself.
the
You
pointer
just,
around. Oh yeah.
it's own little, it's its own little system.
What?
And it's very visual and tactile, and it's featured in other third-party plugins like Serum and Vital and stuff. Uh, I think with FL, Serum, and Vital, they're all very similar and easy to get used to. The kind of LFO automation
Okay, yeah.
side of things.
I figured out what slide does. If you click it, it moves the entire automation. Like whenever you're moving a point, it moves the entire thing. But if you uncheck it, it only moves it within its little space.
That is really neat.
Let me out. Okay. um. These, I guess it's kind of like a selection type thing.
Oh yeah. If you do the Kara thing and you have multiple like MIDI colors, like MIDI channel, like if you have like multiple instruments in a contact instance and you have like the different MIDI channels for the same thingy, those little note chan pat, those change how it displays the colors on the playlist for the pattern for each channel.
Okay, wait. Okay, more about. We went over all of the 3 columns and the 3 symbols. Now onto a little quick thing about arrangement. Arrangement, if you click this, you can make new, sort of like an entirely different project within your project. So it creates a new playlist that you can do more songs. So like for arrangement 1, I want to have piano and snare. But for arrangement 2, I just want to have the piano.
Yeah. It's very self-explanatory.
Yeah.
The arrangement is essentially what it is. It's just separate arrangements of your project. Separate arrangements in the playlist. And it's very useful. I use it a lot. I probably use it the most out of us 3.
Yeah, I don't use it as much. I think I used it like twice before.
Yeah, Maze, I do that.
Because it really hurts my CPU. Here, this allows you to select your sources. Like if you want to select this pattern, snare.
Select what you place down when you click. You can also scroll on the title, like the name, that thing.
There's a question for you.
Why did I use an arrangement instead of a new project lava? Sometimes I create clones of my project file for different reasons, and sometimes I just open up new like duplicate arrangements in the same project file. If I want a different kind of vocal or if I'm doing a second attempt at recording a bunch of vocals for something, like I'd want to have an arrangement for my first attempt at recording the vocals and then second attempt, but they're in the same project file.
Yeah.
Yeah, but TSK said that's just the basics of like arrangement. That's like the reason it's there. But I use it for my own reasons, and some of those reasons I make a separate project file. There's a save new version button next to the save and save as, which just duplicates the project file, and that I use that a lot. It adds like a 0.2 to the end of the file name, or like _2.
Yeah, you could like make one project file into a completely different songs too, like what May said. That's a really crazy way to use it, but it's kind of cool. Oh, bye TSK.
Bye.
Have fun. Oh, left already. Okay, well that covers all of the playlist.
Have we
And
gone into right clicking the tracks and stuff?
this,
No, right clicking like track 1, track 2, track 3.
like this.
No, in between that and the patterns.
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't. Okay, yeah, this and then it's done. Rename, same thing as the playlist. We went over this. Auto name. Automatically names it by what the pattern in it is called.
Yeah, makes it all flashy and colory and nice.
Reset, puts it back to normal. Track mode.
Do you use track mode a lot, Iron?
No.
Okay, track mode is essentially assigning a track on the playlist grid to a mixer track or to a specific channel in the channel rack.
Okay, yeah.
To like assigning it to a certain serum or assigning it to the serum track in your mixer.
So, for example, well, let me put. Yeah, I already have it in our shit. So I would have put track 1 to mixer track 1.
And then everything on there, I think, will link to insert 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Including audio clips. So if you were to place an audio clip there, you double click the audio clip and it's immediately linked to that. Like double click it.
Yeah, so wait, look. So I have this random sound effect.
See how the track is set to 1 without you even doing that? Yeah.
And like, let me add just another thing. Boom.
Boom. It's already on 1.
Added to 1. It's very neat. Wow. Okay. Performance settings.
That don't even.
Very
even.
weird.
Yeah.
Size changes the how huge this is. So you want it really huge, like wow.
You can also just drag to change the size. Sorry for talking over you.
You can just drag it.
Yeah, that's what
even larger than the largest setting. So it's just much easier to do that. Oh, another cool thing about dragging is if you want to shove track 2 into track 1 almost like a group, but it doesn't function the same way as like Ableton groups would, you would just slam that, like literally like slam it.
What?
Like take the bottom of it and then just slam it up. And then you can just collide these together.
That is a peculiar shortcut.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody do that.
I like to slam it up. It's much more fun. Like, you know? Slamming it.
Double click the 3 dots to collapse a track 2. I just click on the edge. I don't double click the 3 dots. I click on the edge of it to hide it / collapse it.
To move mixer tracks?
No, on the playlist.
On here, you mean? Like this?
I think she meant on the grid.
Shift and mouse wheel. Oh yes, I did go over that. I think that was the first thing I went over with sound.
That works with audio clips too.
On the track.
Shift mouse wheel.
This? Oh yes, to move it up and down.
What the? Yes. I'm never using that. I'm never using that.
You can use that if you want. But yeah, you just shift and then mouse wheel scroll, move the tracks up.
You, like buddy. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Very intuitive user experience.
Yeah, group with above track. That's the same thing as I did, but I really love using the slam method more. It's so much more fun, you guys. Trust me. Lock the content. Here, wait.
Lock to content. Don't go into lock to content.
Not worth
it's very obscure. I don't think it has anything to do with the track mode. Lock to content is just.
Yeah, just
yeah, nothing to worry about.
Merge clips.
Oh, that
Okay,
that merges whatever audio clips or pattern clips or whatever. Yeah. If you have
types.
2 pattern clips in the same track on the grid, it can merge them.
Boom.
Yeah. And it does the same with audio clips, but it's a bit different because it takes some time to render if it's audio clips.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. Oh. See ya, Kit.
See ya. You got a cool profile picture.
Yep. And consolidate tracks does exactly what it's saying. It's consolidating. It's exporting it as it is. So, but from song start means that if you have it all the way over here per se, like, and you click consolidate, click track start means that it'll consolidate whenever the track is.
Yeah.
But if you do it from song start, it goes all the way to the beginning of this space right here.
Yeah.
Mute all clips, just mutes it. Unmute all clips does the opposite of that. Insert one is, okay, I use this a lot in this sort of circumstance whenever I get a lot of stuff, and like these things in my head are matched together, and these things are matched together, but I find a new sound that I want to put in these things that are matched together, but I don't want to move this stuff up, so I go to track 5, I click insert one, and now there's a track in the middle where I can just add my sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clone does the settings thing. They give you a setting. What do you want to clone? Do you want to clone all of the patterns, the audio clips, automations, effects, etc., etc.?
Can I talk about cloning?
Yes.
Cloning works slightly differently when you have an audio track that's linked to a mixer track. Because it will clone the entire mixer track along with it if you're having like an armed linked playlist track that's linked to a mixer track. You can either pick to clone just the playlist track and just assign it to the same mixer track, or you can pick to clone it into a new mixer track alongside cloning into a new playlist track.
Clone, delete. Delete does exactly what it thinks. If you think it does, deletes the track. I'm always keeping up this warning because I just like that. I like the delete warning staying up.
Me too.
Move up, move down is basically what May said with the shift and mouse wheel thing, but more manual. We don't like manual things, we like shortcuts, so use that shortcut instead if you want to do that. Okay, that goes over all of that. That might be it for this topic. Went over sound manipulation, and we went over the playlist in depth. Oh, welcome back.
Sweet.
I don't think I did. Yeah, I didn't cover anything super important that was like a hidden shortcut nobody knew about. So you're fine. I said I was gonna do something. Yeah, it's been an hour, 5 or 6. Oh, I said that I was gonna show you guys a project file just so you can see how unorganized I am.
Yeah.
Because it really depends on workflow. And then after this, I'll be over. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording.